welcome to another edition of Aaron Smith is Undefeated. You have to excuse me. I am tired, annoyed, angry, upset, a little bit of all, but I'm here. But we all go through things in life, and we have to deal with situations, people, and stuff like that. And we just have to pray and give that to God, which I've been doing. So the show must go on, and we're just gonna do that. So moving on, we have, what's today? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 4 days till the elections, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm over it, man. Just like I'm over a lot of things, but this has been very exhausting, very people have been too emotionally invested in this election, I believe, because there's a lot at stake, and I can understand that. And a lot of people are just doing too much. And it's not just one side, it's both sides. Most of the time, it's one or the other. And I mean, I'm gonna get shit about that, but I really don't care. But it seems like Trump folks, they just really just do too much. Like, I get comments all the time about my videos, and as long as you voting for Trump, and use your common sense and your brain and all this other shit. And I'm like, listen, whatever happened to respecting people's wishes and vote who they want to vote for, and and just leave it like that. So give me a minute, and I just feel that there's no respect for that anymore. There's no people just, all right, you're gonna vote for this person, all right, cool. Oh, you're gonna support that person, all right, cool. It's no more of that. It's too much tit for tat. It's too much infighting within parties. I'll give the Republicans one thing: they do stick together. And Democrats finally at the end, got on the same ball. But I mean, I'm just glad that it's almost over. And I really don't know the joys of living by JFK Airport. I said that in a previous video. But I mean, I'm at to the point where I'm like, listen, whoever wins, man. And you're going to have to support whoever that president is, whether it's Harris or Trump. Let this be the end of it. And the celebrity thing, I mean, they're people too. So who gives a crap who they support? They could do whatever they want, just like any other person. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Get the famous people on your side to get your person in elected and all that other crap. So, I think this is going to be a thing now. I think this is like my third show with this tank top on. This is going to be my look, huh? What do you think? What does everybody think? Look like a retired wrestler here. But, yeah, I can't stress that enough. People just... Whew. Like, there's a lot to say. It's more than that, hon. It's a lot more than that, and I'm not going to get into it. This is just going to do the podcast and have a good time and enjoy myself. But on that note, my friend said I look tired. I'm always tired. I'm always exhausted. And that's the territory of being a parent, and I'm over that. What I'm not over is people's nonsense and their bullshit. But I'm working on it. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I was the type of person that you probably wouldn't like. And I would basically tell you about yourself. I still kind of do, but being is that I'm 41 years old now with a baby and a wife, I can't do stupid shit like I used to do 5 years ago, 10 years ago, hell, even 2 years ago, So, it's like I told my wife earlier. I was saying, people are going to be who they are. You can't change them. They're going to have their opinion about you. They're going to believe how they are, and they're going to do whatever they feel like it, because that's their opinion. And trying to change people is a waste of time and energy. But I also said, is nobody going to come in to this household and be disrespectful, or come on the phone and be disrespectful. That's just period. So I gave you a little bit of why I'm upset. But we're gonna try to forgive and do the Christian thing and pray for these folks and all that. That's what I've been doing. I've been back and forth on it, but I really think that's the right thing to do. So, back to the election. I did do the mail-in vote. My wife and I did that. We weren't trying to mess with those lines and, dealing with that nonsense. I just say, gonna sit back and watch the results. Check, see who gets this 270 and become the next president. And, if you are going to vote, by all means, do your civic duty. And be safe out there, wherever you are, however you are, on both sides. Um, this has been, this is arguably the most contested election, the most emotionally driven election. Like I said earlier, it's high risk. That's how they saying it. But ladies and gentlemen, after this, I think everybody should just take a break and be done with all of it, you know, and you know, try not to watch the news too much. Don't get too into it, especially those who deal with like anxiety and you know issues like that, and being just be careful with that. You know, the news is just as bad as it is. You know, especially out here in New York City. Like, it's terrible here. There's always something going on here. But for that day, I really think everyone should just, check it out, monitor it. I know I'm gonna look at it here and there. We don't have any plans to go out that day. There's no really need to, unless we try to take our daughter out, for walks, maybe the park or something, maybe early. Oh, by the way, it is daylight savings time, so 2 o'clock will become 1 o'clock as we're falling back, and so just make sure everybody does that. Shout out to my overnight people and work people. I used to do that. I will never do that again. My overnight shifts here in the house. So I guess we get an hour of sleep. But as a parent, I don't really see that. I get it when I can. So, yeah. So, you still on there? Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Let's see if she's still on.
Uh-uh. Hey, hey, what's up? I can't hear you.
This guy.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. Okay, no. Now you caught me on editing mode, honestly. But to talk about, your feelings about the election, I'm hoping it's over too soon because it just feels like it's been a long, I don't even know, beginning of the year they started with this hot mess. And it's just been contentious. It's been crazy. It's been all over the place. So I don't know. I'll be glad when it's over. As a matter of fact, you know what? I voted early just to make sure because I was not trying to get caught out there. Mm-mm. Nope, not I. That was not the plan today, sir. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
That's
like
just
I
my.
said, I'm I'm over it. I'm washing my hands clean of it. We did
Mm-hmm.
the mail-in ballots. We sent those out a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, that's it. I'm good.
Exactly.
We're good.
Ex-
We're good.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm
My
just.
my thing was really the
Mhm.
back of the ballot with the ballot proposals here in the city. I did a video on that, so if
Mhm.
anybody watching, you can check that out on my YouTube channel, there, Aaron Smith. The video is called Ballot Blitz. It explains about the 6 proposals on the back of the ballot here in New York
Yeah.
City. So
Yeah.
definitely check those out.
Yes.
And
Some of them are common sense, though. They weren't like ridiculously like things
yes,
that
but
were like so oppositional. I'm
yeah, but
like,
the thing is that a lot of people were get confused. And
True.
as the great philosopher Voltaire said, common sense isn't so common.
That's right.
So I just wanted to address that to folks who didn't get it and didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And it was something that affects all of us here in New York City.
Yeah.
And I just figured I had to do it. A friend actually put me onto it, and I was like, wow, I didn't really, I thought this was coming because everybody's so focused on the general and the president election, and
Hmm.
I'm not paying attention to this stuff. So I was like, oh, I have to do a video on this.
Hmm.
So,
Sure. I'm glad
but
you did. You took the
yeah,
time and
but
the
definitely,
wherewithal to do it.
yeah.
Not a lot of people would dedicate their time or their efforts to do that for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes these ballots and these votes, they use these wording and they use these things. Some people don't really understand these big words and all that. And I we got to break it down to some folks. It's not We're not calling anybody stupid or slow or anything like that. We're just saying that sometimes people can try to get over on others. So that's all I was trying to do. And
Hmm.
if you took it personally, I don't give a shit and I love you anyway. It
No,
is what
but
it
like for
is.
example, like I'm gonna tell you, remember, well, way back when, I like to say, like before Trump got elected, there was a ballot proposal to use the lotto to fund schools.
I don't remember that. That was in 2016.
Yeah, but here, as a matter of fact, let me look it up. Now that we're on the topic, ballot proposals.
Did it pass?
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, let me hear. Ballot proposals NYC for lotto and, and lotto and schools. Lotto to fund schools. Ah, there you go. Here we go. Let's see. Ah, there you go. This is super old. Okay, the lotto has generated more than $86 billion for New York City public schools since 1967. Check out that fun fact.
Yeah, my mother was
And
too.
so this one too. What is proposal one? This is what you talked about on the New York State ballot. Check this out. The fact that this is something that had to be in the proposals, which is the proposal will protect against unequal treatment based on ethnicity, national origin, disability, sex, and including sexual orientation. The fact that that's included in the Disability Act of 1990 and also the Civil Rights Act of 1964, you think that that would be covered. But apparently they added extra language to the proposals because apparently it wasn't sufficient enough.
Well, and because current political climate, and since everybody's so offended about everything, they have to
Exactly.
include everything and everyone.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. So it says
um,
here, it's bonkers. I'm looking at this like, oh boy. So,
I mean, that really comes down to your personal beliefs and what you really think you want, what's supposed to be. That's how I
yeah.
saw it, and that's how I voted. So,
So check this out. The proposition's official name is the Amendment to Protect Against Unequal Treatment Through Advocates and Others that refer to it as the Equal Rights Amendment. I'm like, I thought that was written way back when, but apparently it's not. The fact that it has to be included, how many years later? From 1964 to 2024 has been 60 years since the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and then the Americans Disability Act of 1990. It has not been that much.
well,
It's been about.
a lot has changed in that many years. A lot of things happen. A lot of,
Mhm.
I mean, this country is different, way different.
Oh,
So,
absolutely, of course, yeah.
you know, I'm just like,
Mhm.
it's going to be some shit
Oh, yeah.
that, regardless of it, like, I was telling earlier in the video, I was saying that shit. You know, all
Hmm.
I said was, respect people's choice and vote basically how you want to feel, and that's
Hmm.
and don't take any influence from
Hmm.
anybody else. You vote the way you want to vote, and
Wait, wait, wait.
I get all these Trump assholes that basically came out of the woodwork and basically voted that. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like being told what to do, especially when it comes to voting. That is not right. Because if she was on the other foot, they wouldn't like that,
Exactly.
you know?
Oh, there's a good one too. Here's another one. It says here, um, in New York State 2019, when and there's also the human rights law, of course. So human rights law was amended through the GENDA, which is Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act, to explicitly add gender identity or expression as a protected category.
Listen,
So
if you
how
want to
many?
be a Ninja Turtle or
Da, 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 da.
like a beat
Mhm.
popsicle, whatever it is you feel like they're being, that's your personal belief. That's your prerogative. I want no parts of that. I mean, that's your business and that's your thing. More power to
No,
you.
absolutely. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you that the reasons why like this proposal has come up because of the three laws, the human rights law, the civil rights law of 1964 and the American Disability Act of 1990. So they felt the need to
Include
create this ballot
everybody.
proposal to cover everybody and their mama and
Include
daddy
everybody.
and auntie and cousin and nephew and everybody else.
Right.
So again, that's how like most ballot proposals are created because sometimes there's always like a lack of something that they feel they haven't covered. So this is why it's like, well, let's make it a ballot proposal. Let's see if 100 million people in New York City or in the five boroughs and the entire state feel the same way. And then based upon how much, reaction or vote we get from that. But then of course, because this year is such a pivotal year in terms of elections, because it's a general election and it's a hot button one, and then they just slap on these like six, proposals and don't even like do much justice to it by explaining to you what are you voting for specifically. You literally have to sit there and read it one by one and just be like, oh, okay, this is what you mean. And some of them were like, to provide extensions, to give the mayor power and stuff like that when it comes to deciding certain issues. I was like, listen, the mayor right now is in currently hot water doo doo.
He should
Uh,
be in jail,
you know
but
what I
whatever.
mean? He's in hot water doo doo. Personally, I think he should not be involved or advised in anything at this point. You know what I mean? Just
I
let him
agree. I
show
agree.
his behind out. Bring on the next cast, bring on the next character, and maybe we could, save whatever we can. Because
We're
obviously, brother
right.
messed up. He
Well,
messed up. Period.
well. All I can say about that is he's not going to leave, and he's going to have to be voted out. That's probably what's going to
Basically.
come down
Oh yeah. Like look at De
and
Blasio. De Blasio was the same thing. He didn't want to leave peacefully and quietly,
well,
and he had
you
half a
know what?
scandal.
Okay, but you know what? At least De Blasio wasn't stealing money. At least he wasn't taking bribes. At least he wasn't doing all this like hokey shit. Like I mean,
No, of
granted,
course. But I mean,
oh,
like most politicians, if they could hang in there long enough through whatever it is, and they want their due process to be done, that's why they prefer to be voted out instead of just being like, oh, like, when Clinton got impeached, he basically was like, okay, I was like into like the second term of his presidency or whatever, and he had that whole scandal happen. He was like, well, I got impeached, and it's like, okay, now we have to have an election.
you talking about Clinton?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. In terms of like certain politicians want their due process and to go through through the channels, even though they have not respected due process in the channels with the type of scandals they've committed.
Well,
You feel me?
I mean, all that was he basically got caught lying about a blowjob to his wife. That's all that was. But
Exactly.
I mean, that could have been a side conversation. We didn't have to involve the country in that. But when it comes to Adams, the thing is that
Hmm.
you just basically just took money and you've been taking money and you've been doing this for a long time, and all of a sudden you got caught, and now it's a conspiracy and everybody's out to get me.
Hmm.
Well,
Factuals.
regardless of whatever you think about him, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
keep my personal opinions to him to the side. I'm gonna just basically see him as a person uh,
Hmm.
who is a mayor right now. Like he hasn't been doing a good job at all. Period.
No,
So
no.
I
When
mean,
it comes to
you
the
know.
context of his job, I truly believe that's what it is. Honestly,
Listen,
really and
seventy
truly.
percent of the city can't be wrong. If say 70% of the city says he wants him to resign, then that
Hmm.
means something is wrong with you and you need to go. But he's not going to go anywhere. He said that. So, but those going back to those proposals, basically those things. If you go to nycvotes.org, ladies and gentlemen, they will break it down for you, word for word, every ballot proposal,
Sure.
everything that you need to know about election day. So check that out for sure. Not just hear me and Yuri run our mouths about it. It's right there in black and white on internet. nycvotes.org. I think I'll put the link in the bio after the show. But
nycvotes.org.
I believe that's
Okay,
it. Yes.
all right, here we go. Don't say we don't give people information. So as you see the Google search, you say nycvotes.org, right? You click on it, and it says here how to vote, what's on the ballot, and then here's ballot proposals, as you see.
Yeah.
Just
There you
just in
go.
case I don't think we're full of. So number one, it says here ballot proposal to add certain protections to the state Bill of Rights. You press learn more and it breaks it down for you, like
Mhm.
so. See?
There you go.
There
Read
you
that.
go.
Read that at your leisure,
Exactly.
ladies and gentlemen.
The
I,
second one, cleaning up public property. Press
yeah, let's
learn
talk
more,
about
read
that
all
for a
about it.
second. Let's talk about that for a second. That second one.
That second
So
one,
they're basically saying that the Department of Sanitation would have the
increased
increased
authority,
authority to keep the city property clean, including parks and
highway median.
highways. Basically,
And to hold
they have
street
the right.
vendors accountable for following rules at those locations, which would also include Department of Sanitation to regulate how New Yorkers put their garbage out for collection.
So basically,
Ooh, let's
they
press.
can basically do whatever they want and clean it whatever they want and tell people how they take their garbage out and whenever they want to do their garbage. No,
Look what
that's
it
a
says
no
here.
for me. That's a no for me. I'm sorry.
Exactly. It's
Like
like
where
it
where
would have
where I
increased
live
the
at, they take the
authority to
garbage out
keep the
only.
city clean. Oh God, no.
They only take the garbage out twice a week here where I'm at.
Exactly.
What's going to be next after that? When
Oh,
we
look
feel
at
like it.
this. Look who's opposed to it. State summary of statements in opposition of ballot proposal two. Legal aid is opposed to it. New Yorkers defending democracy, surveillance technology oversight project,
I
and
don't know what.
jails action coalition halt solitary campaign. That's like a long title, but very interesting. So Jack and Halt are like not into it.
I mean, like I said, tell everybody just vote the way you want to vote, and you just do your civic duty, and just get out there and do what you got to do, man.
Look at this
And
one.
vote
This one's a good one.
vote your conscience, man. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah, this is a good one. Additional estimates of the cost of proposed laws and updates to budget deadlines. Interesting. And you press learn more for that. More notice and time before votes on public safety legislation. Very good. Interesting. Capital planning. Mm-hmm. And last but certainly not the least, folks, dun dun dun. Minority, this is a good one. This affects me. Minority and women-owned businesses, enterprises, film permits, and archive review boards. So you press here. Let's read about this, shall we? Vamos a leer.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see what this entails. Oh, this is a good one. The proposal would amend the city charter to establish chief business diversity officer, authorize the mayor to designate the office that issues film permits, and combine archive boards. Voting yes would establish the CBDO to support women minority business enterprises, authorize the mayor to designate the office that issues film permits, and combine two boards, and voting no would leave laws unchanged. I'm sorry. Senor Alcalde, stay out of it. Thank you so much. And we shouldn't be
I
combining
mean,
anything.
as
Everybody should
a
have their own little separate
as
thing. Sorry.
as a person who knows people in the industry who are
Mm-hmm.
actors, who are movie makers, and all that, people I know who also moonlight as comics,
Uh-huh.
um, they probably wouldn't feel that, and I'm just saying that anything with Mayor Adams' name on it, uh, I'm sorry, I just can't do that. But that's just, like I said, this is one man's opinion. This man has shown me that nothing attached to his name should be good. It's good, period. In
Claro.
my and like I said, this is just my opinion. I'm not trying to put it on anybody or make you want to vote the same way I do. That would be hypocritical, just what I said earlier. All
Yes.
I'm saying is that this
Mm.
man is making it all about him.
Pa que sepa y dilo duro. In other words,
It
that's
seems
right and say it loud.
it seems like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that I mean there was like 50 lawmakers that were basically got together
Mm-hmm.
to basically say to get the word out about these ballot proposals as well, and to tell these people to get the word out and to understand what you're voting for, and to understand that this will affect you directly. So I don't know about this guy, man. Yes, I voted for him, and yes, everybody's having buyer's remorse, and yes,
Buyer's remorse.
we we
But
didn't
we
have
got,
we didn't figure
got
the
sold the
EV.
lemon, folks. We should have read the warranty. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? I don't know, but we gonna hang in there.
But was Curtis Legal supposed to be better?
No.
I mean, if we look at it now, he wouldn't be any worse than well, worse is not a word, but couldn't be any worse than Adams at the moment. But you know, Sleva is a New Yorker, and he's been in the trenches, and you know, but to each their own, man. I just don't want to get into that. I don't have the brain for that tonight, honestly. Um, but I just figured I'd just get on here real quick and just shoot the shit a little bit, like I always do. I believe that I will do probably one more show after this, and I will see everyone next year.
Oh God, dang.
There's a lot going on, and I need a break. I just
You need a break. break, break, break,
I just
break,
need to
break,
just get.
break,
I just
break.
need to
You need a
get,
break.
everybody, the family, we need to go out. It's time. Let's just get out and just enjoy us, enjoy it, and just and get out of this city for a while.
Yeah.
I,
Well, if you go somewhere good.
go somewhere where we can afford, yes, but yeah, definitely. But,
Mm-hmm. No, it's
but
true. Listen,
you
just go
know.
somewhere good that it brings you peace of mind and everything that's necessary. So.
Oh, we're good, man. Like I said, we can stay home and be peaceful. We don't play. We don't give a shit about anything else, but make it mad every once in a while. I mean, that's that like humans, every humans do. But we don't give a shit about that stuff. We can care less about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Um, I'm trying not to curse as much. That was one of my New Year's resolutions. I failed that. It's fine. Um, I'll try again in 2025, but.
We all
Um,
could.
But yeah,
Mm.
I don't give a shit. Like, I'm sorry.
You know
I
what?
really
You
do.
know what? Sugar honey iced tea.
I, I'm to the point where it's like, listen, I said a long time ago, and I tell everybody this, and you can steal this quote if you want to, ladies and gentlemen. I say it like this: not everybody. You're not here on this earth to please everybody. Do not waste your breath trying.
Mhm.
Because you're just gonna just disappoint yourself. You're gonna just piss yourself off, and you're just gonna waste time and energy that's not needed, and you can be using that on something else. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay.
You know,
All right. Like the wedding vow goes, speak now, forever hold your peace, and use holding your peace.
I gotta hold my peace. I'm like, shoot, if I really wanted to say what I really wanted to say about people and certain things, I'd be super banned. Like I'd be you
Oh
know,
yeah.
like my daughter would take my ban after I leave this earth. Like, like seriously, like it'd be a family lifetime ban of things. They're like, well, your father was really terrible, so we're gonna just pass this on to you. So sorry, you know. Freak, fuck all that. I I I I just also think it's just not really worth it to, you know. Sometimes you just gotta just not say those
Mhm.
things and
No,
just
yeah.
and
Mhm.
just bite your tongue and just like, God, no, you're right, you're right. God's always right. But and then
Absolutely, of
sometimes,
course.
sometimes I just when I want to say something, I feel like this, like him doing this to him,
Hmm.
hmm and you know, so you know,
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, Lord, no problem, absolutely. hmm
I'm gonna say one thing about now shifting gears slightly. Here's my thing. I think everybody has a personal relationship with God in
Absolutely.
one way or the other. The thing is just my gripe, the biggest gripe I'll ever have in this life is when people come up to you with something that they come up to you, like for example, I was at the post office, right? This one lady came up to me. I was having a conversation with the person before me. We were talking about families and, stuff like that. Really, just banal conversation. I was making conversation because I need to buy some postage for a letter I had to send, right?
How
The
much
punto
is a
was
stamp now? I haven't been in the post office in like a year or two. How much is a stamp now?
64 cents.
Fuck that. I send an email. Frays is cheaper. It's cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else, right?
Mhm.
So I'm at the post office, right? This lady comes up to me. You know, me está con lo que sea. This is what she comes up to me with. She gives me a card. It has some. Let me see. I don't even know where I put it. Oh, as a matter of fact, here I found it. Jesus is the one way to heaven. God is perfect and holy. Then the quote underneath it says, "Who shall stand in his holy place?" Psalms 24, verse 3. We are all lost in sin. There is none righteous, no, not one. Romans chapter 3, verse 10. Jesus bridged the gap to offer you new life. God commandeth his love towards us in that we are yet sinners. Christ died for us, Romans chapter 5, verse 8. I'm going to tell you something. I went to Catholic school from age 7 to 17. I'm not saying that my view on religion is perfect, but I don't. Other religions, whether it's Baptist, whether it's Methodist, whether it's Anglican, Episcopalian, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostals, Jehovah's Witness, even going down to Shakers and Quakers and all that. Personally, like I said, I don't like stuff shoved in my face.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just me. I don't like it shoved in my face. Because sometimes you need time to reflect, to meditate, to truly see what's going to work out for you. And sometimes you need to be quiet to listen to the one above, honestly. Sometimes you have to quiet your mind enough to listen to the messages. You have to see what, you know, God is potentially planning for you in your life. So I don't personally, I'm not a fan of somebody going, she dead ass went to me, here you go, Jesus loves you. I said, always. And she just looked at me like, I thought she was like one of those robots from Austin Powers, like she was going to explode.
Okay. All right. Two things when it comes to that. Um,
Take
the
it away.
thing is that how it's supposed to be is that yes, you're supposed to preach the gospel, and yes, you're supposed to spread the good news. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And most people see it as a religion, where
Right.
it's supposed to be a relationship with Jesus Christ,
Right.
and you accept Him as your Lord and Savior, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Correct.
And he taught you to spread the gospel. Now,
Correct.
where religion comes in, and my issue with religion, with Christian, well,
Organized
certain
religion.
certain Christians, is that you're not supposed to be in your face with people and do that. You're not supposed to do
Mm-hmm.
that. You're supposed to come with love. You're supposed to come with understanding,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what Jesus taught us to do. And to forget
Facts.
that, that's what He taught us to do. I'm not an expert. I'm still learning that myself, and
Mm-hmm.
I pray on that as well. Also, God will not mess with your free will.
Exactly.
He will not do that. He will not. He will not mess with that. If you have a
Mm-hmm.
you have a choice
Mm-hmm.
to do that, just know that there are consequences to that choice.
Of course.
You know, that's all. That's what it comes down to. There's only two places you go after you die. Very simple.
That's it. Yep.
So people have to make that decision in
Like I
their
said.
life.
Yep.
So religion
Mm-hmm.
and a relationship with Christ is two different things for me. So
Bing. Bing
I
bong.
mean, there's a lot of churches out there that
Hmm.
don't spread that message, and,
Nope.
and there's a lot of places that think like we haven't been in the church for a long time, and we're still trying to find a home church. And a lot of people are deterred from Christianity because of a lot of these Christians out here who
Hmm.
are always, how should I put it? Oh, you going to hell, you going to hell, you going to hell. No, you don't make that call. You don't have that say, and no one does, but God. God has the final say when it comes to that. And he also said to respect other religions as well. He said that. He said
Hmm.
to love Jew and Gentile. So that's another thing I have an issue with as well. So
Right.
for me, like I said, this is
Hmm.
for me. I have it's a walk. You have to want to walk with God. You have to want to walk with Christ. And like I said, it's not easy doing that. I'm I'm dealing with that right now with all the things going on in my life. You know, I, I decided to walk with him and do the right thing. And you know, when she said that to you, she shouldn't. She should have just gave you that card. You said thank you, and that should have been it. If you wanted to know more about something, or if you wanted to hear some more about something, then she should have just came to you that way. But I just don't like when ladies do that, and I don't and ladies and gentlemen who call themselves Christians do that, because that's not the way to do it. That's wrong. That is wrong. You don't go like that. I like tracks. I like people that give me tracks and um,
Hmm.
spiritual pamphlets and all that stuff. I like that stuff. I like that. I personally don't have a problem with that. But for some her to do that to you, that was kind of like not cool. I,
No, exactly. And like, again, for me personally, like I said, when I said that to her, she just looked at me like she took offense. I'm like, you're
then
saying
that's not
Jesus is the
then she's not doing her godly right as being a Christian. She shouldn't have did that.
exactly. And then she
That's
gave
not.
the same card to the next person afterwards.
Mm,
And the person just said thank you. And she goes, okay. And she just went like that. But like for me telling her always, I acknowledge that.
right.
Like, first of all, no offense. Again, like I told you, I'm aware, I am cognizant,
Right.
I do pray,
Right.
I do make it my business to try to go to church. Some
Hmm.
days are more difficult than others, but I try. Am I
Make the
perfect?
house your church. Make the house church.
No, no, that's it. Am I perfect? No. Do I
No one is
aspire to be
perfect.
perfect?
No one is perfect.
Exactly.
No one.
Exactly.
And the thing is that whether you believe in God or not, He still loves you.
Of
Period.
course. Exactly. And that's what these religions fail to realize that.
And the thing is that when we were just talking about politics not too long ago, um,
Hmm.
that I don't do that. You
Hmm.
shouldn't mix religion with politics. That's just personally for me. I don't do that. You know,
Right.
the no. Whatever happened to separation of church and state,
Exactly.
you know, we don't do that.
Exactly.
You know, and I know, if I once I put this on YouTube, it's gonna blow up. But I am like, you know,
Hmm.
it's not about putting it in people's face like that. It's
Hmm.
about having a conversation, like you and I are having a conversation. That's how it should start.
Exactly.
And funny enough, now that you mention it, I am rich. I forgot I was registered with the Universal Life Church.
Uh, oh gosh.
I
Now
forgot
you
about,
mumble.
huh?
I said now you mumble.
You brought that topic up. So yes, I'm also registered with the city clerk too. Now,
Mm.
I've married
Um,
two couples actually.
ooh, fancy.
Yeah, after that, that's on y'all, man. I said that has nothing to
He
do with
said that.
me. Nothing to do with me. So, but I, I
I like how you said it. Oh man, that's a good one. Jeez. All right,
no,
cool.
like
Respectful. No,
the.
I'm respectfully cool.
I
But
mean,
all right. I
I
like how
mean,
you said it.
take it from a person who this is, my first marriage didn't work out, so I understand, that's just part of life. But you
Mhm.
know, don't get, I'm gonna be blaming me for that. Shoot, I don't want to hear it.
It's like I got my own issues. Thank you very much for playing.
And I give them to God, nobody else. So I
That's
mean,
it.
you
Mm. I hear
I
you
just,
loud and clear, sir. Loud and
yeah,
clear.
man. I just, like I said, if it's
Mhm.
not important, leave me the fuck out of it. I, I'm serious. I used to be in such a whole bunch of things, man, like a
Mhm.
whole bunch of other topics and all this other stuff, and I'm like,
Mhm.
what's my motivation? Like, why am I interested in this crap again? Why? Can you explain this to me? Like,
You
you
must
know,
like pain. I don't know.
oh,
It's a
I
joke.
mean,
I don't know. I don't know what's your motivation though.
my family and that
Mhm.
and God first, and then go from there. That's it. I can't. There'd be some days where I'm like, I don't want to deal with certain things. I don't want to deal with certain people. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to do that. I'm like, you know what? I got to do what I got to do because
I
I
got you.
got responsibilities. You can understand that.
No, it's true. There are days I don't want to go out and I don't want to deal with anybody. So I hear you.
These humans, man, like something is wrong with them. Like I really don't understand why
Hmm.
everything has to be an issue, and why does everything always have to be a problem? Because you don't like it, or I don't, they don't like that thing, or oh, I'm offended about this thing. Okay, you go over there and be mad about that little thing. I don't give a crap about that. I don't give a flying freak if the Yankees lost the World Series. I'm a Met fan, so I don't care. I don't care. Like,
No, no, no. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about that. Here's the thing. Everybody needs something to talk about. Everybody needs something to feel affiliated with. So I think
absolutely.
that's the thing. It's the constant need for that. It's like I don't know where I fit in, and if I don't fit into, if I'm a circle peg and I don't fit into the square, like what's my meaning? What's my purpose? Oh my God, ¿qué yo hago? You're like, really, really though? Is it that serious? Probably not. No, it shouldn't be that
Yeah.
serious.
Well, you know,
Hmm.
people are, like I said, just like at this election, people are passionate about sports. Cool.
Yes.
I don't own the team. I don't get a percentage.
It's like
Uh,
listen, folks, you're a fan for free. Your
and
fandom and your ardent feelings about it
you know,
is free.
exactly.
If you choose to go to the stadium and buy the gear and really put yourself out there for that, that's on you. No
That
one
was
is
me
like,
10. Mhm. That was
no one's
me
grabbing your
10,
hand and saying you
15,
gotta do it.
10, 15 years ago. That was me. That's not me now. I'm good.
Yeah.
Again,
Like for me to
I'm a
go to the
Mets
stadium,
fan.
I should listen, I kid you not, for me to go to the stadium, it is a mission and a mission and a half. No, sir. Mm-mm.
I'm used to
This
disappointment. I'm
year,
a Mets fan. It's perfectly fine,
mm,
you know?
no, no, no. For me, it's just, no offense, it's the expense.
Yeah,
My son is 14 years old, and I'm telling you, as time has transpired, things have gotten much higher. And
yeah.
sometimes, listen, it's a lot for me to even schedule to take him to a movie. And that's on matinee. I don't take him during regular time. You got to be kidding me. Mm-mm. Like the last time I took my son to the Yankee game, for example, because I am a baseball fan, was 2023.
At the new
This
stadium.
at the new stadium. This entire year that passed, nada, nothing.
Well, I mean, you better than me, man. I watched that shit on TV. I
Hmm.
mean, I've been to ball game, baseball games. Those shits are fucking boring, especially when like there's nothing happening,
Oh
like
my God.
all that stuff.
Yeah, no, oh
You
my
know,
goodness.
I
And they're
mean,
like, mm-mm. And it doesn't matter the sport, whether it's soccer, whether it's hockey, whether it's like, again, you have to be emotionally invested into the sport. You have to care to want to go because, baby, no, if you can stay,
man,
keep it behind home and do your thing,
that's why they
by all
got
means.
streaming for and all these apps and all these things, man. They'll get your money one way or the other. So
Facts. They sure
you
will.
know,
They sure
I,
will.
I will watch ESPN Plus and watch the games on there,
That's it.
and uh, I'm good. Good. I
No,
mean,
exactly.
I, I I haven't been to a game in years, man. Like freaking
Mm,
the last game I went to
hmm.
was at Shea State,
Oh, wow. Shay. I
and that
remember.
was yeah, that was the year they opened the new stadium. I think in 2019 or something like that. But I think it was 2018. I went, and that was the last game that I forget the manager. But I think it's Willie Randolph. He used to play for the Yankees,
Ooh.
and he was a coach for the Yankees. And that was the last game he managed before they fired him, and he won that game.
Oh, wow. I'm going to
So
say the following. I listen, I think it's been much further. City Field has been there much longer. I'm going to tell you why.
they both came out the same year,
No, no, yeah, yeah. So, the Yankees' new stadium was 2009. I remember they demolished old Yankee Stadium literally across the way.
right?
I know for Shea Stadium, I believe also that year because I remember I went to City Field. I found out, let's see, I found out I was pregnant with my son in June of 2009. I went to a game, I think September of 2009, and it was City Field at that time. My friend who had a friend who works for Sports NY, which is the Mets baseball channel, and he got me in pretty much for free. Like he got comp tickets. We went into every nook and cranny. We went to the top. We went to the middle part of City Field. We went to the bottom. We went to the VIP section stuff that they have for City Field. I went to the entire thing. I saw the top hat with the apple with the Mets logo coming out, which is pretty great, by the way. That's a sweet, sweet caveat. I'll give them that.
I'm jealous. Okay.
So I got to see that. That was pretty dope.
Mhm.
I got to even see Mr. Met dancing on the field at some point. And I was just like, okay, this is nice. This is great. I am not a Mets fan, but I respect the stadium though. I respect it. And I think the Mets lost. I think it was to the Brewers, or what team was it? I
Not
can't recall. But I
important.
do have a picture. I do have a picture of a pregnant me pointing at the stadium, looking like this. So it's definitely from 2009. So both teams got their stadiums upgraded the same year. So I will say that. So in terms of that, which is funny because I'm like, damn, didn't we have an economic recession and yeah had money